Welcome back to Going Walkabout. New Orleans, the Big Easy, a city that has so many sides to it, whether it be antebellum architecture or vibrant red car trolleys. The city has something to captivate your soul, and if the big city is not your vibe and you feel the call of the Bayou, well, it's only a short distance away with its Spanish moss and secret waterways. And when all else fails to entertain, you can meander along the ancient pathways of the plantations to a time when sugar was worth more than gold. In this video, we'll explore one of my favorite cities in the United States, the Big Easy, its history, and key places to see if you only have a few days. The Big Easy, named so as the people of NOLA are easygoing and friendly. New Orleans' history is one of the most colorful. Started by the French fur traders in the 1690s, the area became the foremost city of New Orleans in 1718. The French planned the city in a grid pattern which still exists today in the French Quarter. They had built a substantial addition to the French Empire when the city had to be ceded to the Spanish in 1762. The Spanish influence can be seen today in the ironworks added to the French homes. During the Spanish rule, the city suffered two major fires. When the city was rebuilt in 1794, they used bricks to preclude any further fire damage. The Spanish rule would be brief, and the last French rule even briefer, as the city, as well as all of Louisiana, was sold to the fledgling country of America by Napoleon in 1803, now known as the Louisiana Purchase. If you only have a few days in the Big Easy, you'll want to jump into the French Quarter and get acquainted. The main plaza, Jackson Square, is a good place to start. You'll be looking up at one of the oldest cathedrals in the United States, St. Louis Cathedral, rebuilt in 1793, adjacent to the town hall known as the Cabildo. And while the square offers some good food options, don't give in. Save your appetite for the French Market and the Café du Monde. It's good to grab a beignet and some chicory coffee at the Café du Monde to start your stroll through the French Market. A beignet is like a donut. It's basically fried pastry dusted with confectioner sugar. It just tastes more exotic when you get it from a place that has been in business since 1862. The market also has many delicacies. However, the one I highly recommend is the muffaletta sandwich, created in NOLA in 1906 at the Central Grocery. The sandwich is built on a muffaletta loaf, which is stuffed with an olive mixture, salami, Swiss provolone cheese. It is heavenly till the last bite. Next stop, Hotel Monteleone, with one of the top 10 bars in the United States, the Carousel Bar. After sightseeing all morning, a rest and a cold beer are in order, and you can't beat the carousel for people watching and cold libations. Take in the colorful paintings as the bar gently spins. Thirst quenched, it's early evening. Now hunger pangs let me know it's time for some good Creole food. There is no better place to go than Anton's. Since 1840, they have been delighting people with their food. Being the birthplace of Oysters Rockefeller doesn't hurt either. I've eaten here several times and have not even come close to trying all their specialties, including the baked Alaskan. Last stop for the night would be Preservation Hall. What was once an art gallery became a concert hall due to the success of the music. It's important to book in advance as it does get filled up. And while there is music everywhere in the French Quarter, this place is special and worth the effort. It's important to make time to go to the Bayou while you're in New Orleans. It's a short trip away from the city. The area became the home to the Cajun people. The Cajuns were descendants of French-speaking Catholic people who were called Acadians as they settled in Arcay, Nova Scotia in 1604. They were forced to leave this home in 1755 and migrated into the bayous of Louisiana, shortening their name as they went from Arcadians to to Acadians to Cajuns. They have not only learned to live in the challenging Bayou area, but flourish, keeping their language, food, and music intact. You can book tours of the Cajun area. We used Cajun Encounters and were very pleased with the day. You get a chance to see quite a lot of the Bayou area, their homes, and the critters that inhabit this amazing ecosystem. I marveled at how adaptable these Cajun people were to move into what can be a pretty hostile environment. There are wild pigs and boars, raccoons, and of course, alligators. I do believe they might have tamed a few wild beasts with the daily savory snacks. Part of my love for New Orleans is the deep and colorful history of the area. A big part of this history is the Plantations. Two of the best plantations to visit are very near the city, the Oak Alley Plantation and the Whitney Plantation. Coming into the Oak Alley area, you'll see that it is exquisite, as it is surrounded by ancient oak trees. They were planted in the early 18th century, long before the present Plantation House was built. Walking the grounds of Oak Alley and viewing the house, you can understand how they used architecture and landscaping to create a cool environment in the often humid embrace of the plantation fields. Closer to New Orleans is the Whitney Plantation, which has been preserved by the Whitney Institute to educate about history and the legacy of slavery. I was moved by the statues created to look like many of the slave children. They were taken from actual people. There's also the slave quarters, and there's giant vats everywhere that cooked and cured the cane sugar. The museum and plantation have over 200 acres of displays, houses, and outbuildings, and have been open since 2014. Seeing this aspect of New Orleans will help you understand the enormous wealth that passed through the area as it supplied the world with the newfound white substance, which they called white gold, and we call sugar. I hope you've enjoyed this trip to New Orleans. If you have, I have several other cities that I've done interesting videos on. You can look at the one on Avignon, Nice, Cannes, and Antibes. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated, or subscribe. Cheers for now.